by Stan's Auto Repair. Well, today in the Neon, we are going to be replacing the transmission mount bracket and the battery tray bracket, which is actually one whole piece. This one's actually been pulled off of a donor car out of a junkyard. I'm still trying to hunt through all my nuts and bolts to find me another good nut, because they definitely wasn't fantastic on this one. Which, give me a second, I will go ahead and get this hood up and stuff, and then I'll show you the remnants of the one that's in the car compared to that. Okay, here's the one that's in the car. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, we're not going to reuse that. Hopefully we can get these mount bolts off. I was out here actually making sure the car actually still got power. Gonna have to change definitely have to change the negative and the positive battery terminals. But that's the transmission shifter, just in case you was wondering what that was. But it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a nut and then 4 bolts here. Yeah, that's just... Yeah, this car is originally from Ohio, so you can kind of understand. So, all right, I'm going to get the tools, and then we will get a tackling. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my impact. First I got to get the adapter, this part here. Alright, attach it. Alright, now we're going to get her on there. Oh, look at that. It's coming out without even putting PB blocks. Sorry to all the headphone users, but I would say you probably already realized it now. But I would say if you're wearing headphones, either turn the volume down right now or remove headphones. We're getting tight there, so we're gonna have to throw some penetration fluid in there. Let's try this top. Alright, that one ain't budging. Going through this hole here to get to this one. Oh. Yeah, no. Well, one moved out of 4. Well, this ain't a very powerful impact anyways, so I wasn't expecting that. But I do got a lot of wire repair to do before I work on getting the engine, because I would rather repair all the wires before getting the engine in. Alright, and that one doesn't either. So, alright, so let's go ahead and got a little bit of this left. Get that. Spray that on there. That one just floats right down to the bottom one. I don't think I can gain access into the frame itself. I don't think. Let's go around to the other side and see if maybe there's some access holes. No, the bolts would actually be right here, and there's really no access holes. So I'm gonna let those soak. I'll get back. I did bring my 1/2-inch ratchet. So the only difference between me And y'all might be having to replace this because if it gets damaged, like you can see this one's warped somewhat. So it needs replaced because it's not straight. So typically you would have your engine here and then your transmission down here. So in order to do this job, you would have to, one, get the car jacked up safely. Two, you'll want to put a brace or something to hold the transmission as you loosen the motor mount bolt that runs right through here. Once you loosen that, then you can slowly lower the transmission mount out, and then you can get access to this. This bolt here, you can gain access if you want to, if you don't have like see this ain't gonna fit in there. So a normal socket won't fit, and I don't think, yeah, see, that's too big. So we'll try to have to, so a 15 won't fit, so that's more than likely a 13, which I'll get one and find out. But that's typically the tool you'll have to use, unless you remove the two 10mm bolts right here that hold the fuse box in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some other tools, and I'll be back. Yep, I was correct. This is a, oh, where am I? There we go. This is a 13mm, and if y'all are wondering what brand I'm using, this is Auto-Brite lubricant. You can actually get it at Dollar Tree. It actually works pretty well. But just in case the bolt is like super stuck, I have a little bit of PB Blaster left. Which, that stuff pretty much works just as good as PB Blaster. And instead of paying $5-6 for a can, I'm getting about the same amount for $1. Alright, so we got wind today. Wonder if I can brace you guys up. Let's see. Got you kind of resting on the PC, the computer. Okay. No. Let's see. Let's try. Sorry about that. The biggest thing I'm lacking is a tripod. The one I had worked a little while and then broke. Ah, come on. Well, I'm working at the bolt right here, which yeah, you guys can see. Oh, okay, that's tightened. I always tighten it a little bit, kind of break it up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, we'll get it up this way. Alright. It's moving pretty well. Might be able to actually get this off with my fingers. Yep. So a 13mm is what you use. This is a Cobalt brand. My wife kind of made a joke the other day. I had working on her Cobalt with Cobalt tools. Okay, I believe that's tightened. I'm working on the lower bolt. I'm actually using my strength. Let's see if we can adjust the angle. Maybe not. There we go. Yeah, this is tough. Okay, I feel it getting too tough, so we don't want to break the bolt. That's one thing we don't want to do. So let's back off. Let's get this washer. Let's see, can we back this washer up? There we go. Now let's get some penetration fluid. Oh, I might be out. Nope, there we go. We can still got some. Okay. Now the other trick, see, You know, this might work better if I actually have this wire. Oh, actually these wires are holding my phone. Is to work it back and forth when you get a stuck bolt like this. Yeah, we'll work it back in. Ah, vibration. I gotta get a tripod. All right, well, you guys get the idea. I'm gonna work on these bolts. I'll show you. Again, these 4 rusty bolts. Let me watch what I say. Don't want to go against the community guidelines on YouTube. All right, so I'm gonna work on these, and once I get them out, I will get back with you. Okay, I got it all. I got them out. That one I was telling you about that I was afraid it was going to break, it broke. But you're about to see why. That end of that bolt, pretty rusty. They're all that way, as you can see. I got 3 out of the 4. Top 2 came out, this bottom one came out, and this is the one that broke, that's over here. So let's get this bad boy out. Let's go make sure everything lines up with this new one I got. Because this one's definitely a different design. Transmission mount lines up just fine. Battery box, only difference is this part here is bent out, which if that's the case, if I need to bend this out, I will. But by looking at this has been bent out before. I think it actually stays just the way this is. So there's the old one. Oh, there's one thing I want to get before I go putting this one in. I definitely want to make sure these nuts, oh yeah, they're pretty clean. You can actually see if I can get you up. You can see how shiny they are inside. So that's good. But I'm going to go ahead and, for measure, spray some of this in there. I could drill that out, but I don't really need to because I'll have this one and then these 3 holding, so that one shouldn't be too bad. But if I end up having too much vibration, then I'll get back in and drill that out. Or I might go ahead and drill it out anyways, but just come with me for a moment. I'm gonna go get some some anti-seize. Yes, there we go. My bottle of anti-seize. I really need to. Oh, uh-oh. I bet you I moved it on myself. No, I didn't. Here it is. But got plenty of starters. I got 3 starters just in case one doesn't work when I eventually get an engine. Still waiting to hear back from a potential sponsor. Someone offered me an engine all the way out in Wichita, Kansas for $100, but I live in Tennessee and Kansas is pretty far from me, so that's not gonna work. I will say you can get inside this engine bay and do work, but I will tell you, it's very tight. And I'm not a big person, so I can only imagine if you're a little, what as I've heard one person say, fluffy. So we'll go ahead and get some anti-seize in there. Make sure I get a good amount. Kind of want to pack it in the hole so when I go to put this bolt in there. Some of you might say I'm going a little overboard with anti-seize, but being that this car is from Ohio, I don't want bolts re-rusting if I have to take them out again. And I don't know how long this anti-seize works, but the bolts ain't too bad. It's the ends here that's pretty bad, but my wife's dad, I believe, is now heading off to work. Yeah. That's getting in my way. Alright. So getting this new one on is pretty simple. Now all you got to do is, you know, get your bolts started like so. Alright, this one's going to be the tricky one. Yeah. You kind of get your hand in there. You want to make sure they go in straight. Because the last thing you want to do is put these bad boys in and they're crooked. Strip the threads. Or end up breaking the bolt as you're going in. So, set it up here. I'm going to use my impact to install it. Alright, get it on. Alright, so headphone users, beware. Yeah, that's what my impact says. You are not using me. I got that one in. Let's try this one up here. It's a whole lot better than my hands. Tell you what, because they wore you out quick. But this impact I did buy at Harbor Freight. I've had it since 2014. I'm thinking the battery's getting low. That's why it's not having too much oomph. Make sure they're nice and snug. Alright. Got those installed. Now for the nut up top. Oh, come on. My right hand don't want to work with me. There we go. I am right-handed, but for some odd reason, my left hand works better. No, that's the 15. No. And this is how you remove and install, just in case you have to. And hopefully you don't have as much trouble as I did. Oh, but yeah, that's solid. All right. Oh, my washers fell. But yeah, I need to find one more bolt. Goes right there. And the battery tray. It needs cleaned up. It's not too bad. This bolt is what I'm worried about though. But I can actually get access to that. But that's just another endeavor. I really won't make a video about cleaning a battery tray. That would probably be awfully boring. But there you go. That's how you install a new battery tray / transmission mount. Transmission mount setting. But I will show you. This is for the AC compressor. That wire needs redone. I think this one goes to the little canister. Little canister that sits right here. I believe that's what this goes to. That wire's chewed up. Get this off the ground. Other than that, I don't think there's any other wires that got chewed up. I'm still hunting for what this plugs into. It might, I'm thinking it could possibly plug into the transmission. But I do have a third slot for something down here in between these plugs. But once I get the transmission in, I'll be able to tell. Alright, thanks for watching. And you all have a blessed day. And remember, if it's broke, fix it.